truth. By focusing on creating such a compelling new character and letting the story unravel around her, the creative team hit gold. Not truth. This is Naomi. Number 2. My name's Ash. You're watching Ash on Comics. And oh boy, like, how do you get someone? This is only the second issue. This wasn't even, this was already made and going to press before the first issue. They literally, how does Multiversity Comics even understand? No, they don't know anything. They just shilled you know what I'm talking about. This book picks off exactly where number 2 left off. Like, it's almost, when you read the trade, this panel will, you're not going to read this trade. This panel will continue from the previous panel. There will be zero interruption. It's unusual for Bendis comics. I'm used to reading Bendis Superman books where he'll have a final panel and then you'll read the next book and it has nothing to do with the last panel. You're like lost and you're like, what am I reading? I don't remember what happened last time. But this one, it picks up exactly. Like, there's not even a break like, hey, remember last time? There's no intermission. It's literally seconds. It's the next panel. Like, this was meant to be written as a graphic novel. So Naomi says, what does that mean, D? Mr. D? What does what mean? I don't know what it means, because if you just pick this book up as your first book, now chances are most people don't pick number 2 up as their first book of a series ever. So that slightly gives you a pass, but you should not do this. What does that mean? I don't know. What is that? You should not start midway in your story. That's why you have to write as if this was the first. Oh God, you know what I'm saying, guys. But okay, so we'll forgive that. We'll move past D, Mr. D. Look at this guy. I like this guy, and I have to say, I love the art of this book. Please, I came here and I asked you when was the last time some crazy superhero hit Port Oswego. And then you say it happened 17 years ago on March 14th, and that's the date I was adopted. Ugh. The face. Okay. First of all, I just have to get this out of the way. Speaking of getting out of the way, can you guys get your pee out of the way? You guys keep going in and out in the middle of reviews. No, we just want you to notice us, Ash. Why is every town in D.C., every city and town in D.C. have to be some original, like, we get it, Metropolis, Gotham, that was created many, 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 many years ago. They didn't know better, and they probably should have done the Marvel way, just add New York and Chicago and whatever. But it's, and people say, well, it's okay, Ash, like, you know, Metropolis is just like an extra town that doesn't exist in our world. Like, they still have New York. They still have Baltimore, even though it's right next to Gotham. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, but they have Central City. They have, I can't even name all of it. They have Bloodhaven. There are literally probably 100 different towns in the DC world that do not exist alongside. So where does Port Oswego? Just call it Portland. Portland. She should live in Portland. Gosh, I'm sorry I'm sure that my new mic picks it up way loud too. Apologize. So she's confronting Dee about, who am I? Who am I? You're a girl that was adopted. Why do you care about this mechanic? All right, so she's confronting this guy. And look at this dude. Look at this dude. Let's assume that Dee is 5 feet tall. That's pretty short. But I was going to say 4 feet, but she'd be like super small. 5 foot. Most American girls are 5'6" or taller. Look at this hand. He's literally palming her hand like it's a softball. Her head is softball size to her. Maybe. Is that? Yeah, that's about right. Softball. Maybe baseball. This guy is a monster. How does anyone not think that he's not some sort of super guy? All right. So I'm sitting here picking on nonsense. This actually wasn't really bad. I'm really nitpicking here. So he tosses her out. Hey! And garage door closes. Dude, really? Really? I'm more having a problem with this character than I am the book. The art in this book is fantastic. I love this artist, and I cannot wait until he moves off of this book and goes and does something that I like. He understands not only how to draw in a visually appealing style, he understands aesthetic, but he understands sequential art storytelling. There's no dialogue. Look at this page. We know the garage door just came. So we can see. We can visualize in our mind. You know, we fill in the blanks between panels cinematically. So when you're reading this book, any comic book that's well done like this, your mind should let go, and the panels should form in your mind, and it should sort of animate itself in your head. So we can now see she's like walking around, peers around. We see what's around the corner. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Gets on his chopper, is driving away. Vroom. She goes further. She's like, oh, I'd like to like reach, maybe chase him down. Out of breath. I'm not going to catch him. He's on a motorcycle. Oh, picks up her phone. She's got a text. She doesn't like what she sees. Nothing. No dialogue was needed. This is good storytelling from the art. It's not necessarily great from the writer's standpoint, because I don't necessarily know that we needed all this. But this is the artist saying, okay, well, I'm supposed to convey this happening, and he does it expertly. And this is a brand new artist. So now we've got dinner time, and the living's easy. All right, so we got 2-page spread. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, yeah. So a 2-page spread. Keep in mind, Bendis and his wife are white, and they've adopted a black girl. They may not even have two. I don't know, but I know they have at least one. Are you writing yourself in here, Bendis? What's going on? This is just family, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, no one's listening to me. No, and then she basically, what's about the mechanic, and why does he know things? What? We don't understand. Does it have something to do with him? What else did he say? Which superhero? Obviously, to the reader, you're just like, you guys are playing dumb. And they're just, and it's like, she's like, I have no idea. This dude, I asked him and he actually ran away from me. That big dude. I'm sorry, why were you talking to him? I just felt like you might know something. How does the town mechanic even know my adopted birthday? Were you friends with him? I'm sorry, sweetie. What's going on? Just this. And this is where one thing I don't like about Bendis. He just extends scenes. Yeah. I asked a question, blah, blah, blah. Sweetie, I know. Oh, sweetie, I wish you would talk to us. That guy. I am. This is all personal stuff to be talking to you right now. He's writing for like TV. Like these are like scenes that in television and movies, this personal dialogue and drama matters when you can have actors emoting or acting and emoting. That happens. Now this this artist draws his ass off and he conveys this emotion and I can visualize in my head, but this is not what comics are really about. She's obviously having this argument with her parents. Her parents are kind of blowing her off. She feels uncomfortable. This could have been conveyed in maybe 3 panels, but instead it's 4 5 pages. Oh my goodness. And then this happens. Let's hold the camera there for a second. Sorry for the shakiness. I was like, cool. What is this? It's a cool ass pinup. Might make this a wallpaper on my computer for a while. Looks badass. That has nothing to do with anything. It's just random. You're like, what, why is this there? So she's like Skyping or whatever, her friends, and they're having their fucking teeny girl conversations. And you're just like, whatever, I'm so not interested. And then, what? Okay, this is an even better picture. Look at that. This one's awesome. I'm probably not doing it justice through the camera, especially since it's shaking, but holy balls. I was like, all right, that's awesome. What's going on? Nothing. What is this? Why is the most interesting thing in this comics 2 random 2-page spreads? You devoted 2 full 2-page spreads to something that does not move the story at all. Then you had the 5 pages of this conversation that could have been 3 to 5 panels at most, of just, we get it. She's uncomfortable. Parents are kind of blowing her off. They don't know anything. So here we get a full page of not just her can't sleep. Things are on her mind. She's going to sneak out. Half a page of just her freaking getting shit out of her backpack. You could have had 1 panel of her grabbing her skateboard and walking out the door. So here she's skating, la 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 la. Now she's, look at it. I'm going to give you an example again. Skate. Very cinematic. This artist is a freaking champ in the making. Again, all silent. This is expert. I have to give Bendis credit too. Many comic writers don't understand when to write a story just visually and don't have dialogue. Lesser writers feel like every panel needs to have something being explained. In a visual medium like this, it's show, don't tell. I mean, that's writing in general, but so we can see her apprehension. She's reaching for the doorknob. She's twisting it. Oh, success. No alarms going off. She sneaks in. Oh, what's going on? And again, more all silent. It just works really, really well. And then she comes across this picture. Uh-oh. Well, we know who that guy is because there's no other fucking Hulk like this in the DC universe. May I please have that? She's like, shocked. Look at this Hulk of a dude. Seriously, Hulk. This is the Hulk. Paint him green. If she's 5 foot tall, this guy's like 10 feet tall. And you coming here, you have deeply offended me. I'm sorry, you ran away from me. Because I'm not ready. And then this is what really bothers me. This is so typical fucking 2019 win. Well, get ready because I am. Who are you and who am I? No, fuck your feelings, dude. It's all about me. 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 Here's the credits for the comic. Next, The Secret History of the DC Universe. Oh boy. I cannot wait for Bendis to give us the secret history of the DC Universe. My sphincter is tightening already. Who the hell wants this? No one wants this. I'm so sorry, Sam. You're probably going to write your ass off and try to do a good job. No one wants Dial H for Hero. So stupid. No one wants this. People do want this. And then I don't even know what this is. But, all right, so, This was... I can't even talk. I have a very hard time mentally multitasking and talking at the same time. Wonder Comics Naomi, issue number 2. As much as I kind of like trashed it the way I talked, it's not as bad as I made it out to be. I actually enjoyed this issue better than the first issue. It was an enjoyable read in its own way. It's not great comics. It's better than Superman for sure. This is the best. I mean, I'm not reading all of what Bendis is writing, but this is better than both Superman books for sure. My problem ultimately with this book is Naomi. I don't care about her. I don't like her. She's not as bad as Riri Williams, but she's essentially Riri Williams 2.0. She's like, oh, Bendis like, oh yeah, Riri Williams didn't work out. A lot of people hated her. Let's see if I can like take a second swing at that character and make her not so hateable. And so that you succeeded in not making her so hateable. You just made her mildly unlikable. Just not care. Like, I don't care. Quit forcing. I feel like this is just, we got to have a black girl. We got to force black girl on the audience because we don't really have that in the comics. So we're going to make it happen. No, make it happen organically. That's what happens. You know, all these successful heroes, Batman, Superman, or whatever, they all happened organically. For every character like that, there were 10 or more that failed, that were just stupid. They didn't force these characters on you. They threw out hundreds and hundreds of characters, and a few of them people were like, oh, I like that one. And then the comic company was like, oh, this is the one you like? Oh, okay, cool. There's a reason why Batman's first appearance is not Detective Comics number 1, but Detective Comics 27. They didn't have it nailed down right. But in today's comics, it's like, this is what you're going to like. We're going to shove it down your throat until you cry uncle. And then, you know, like, okay, uncle, I'll buy your damn comic. Truth. It's an okay comic. Honestly, if you're buying it, the art is worth it alone. The story is not bad. I do feel like teenage girls might like this somewhat, but I kind of feel like real teenage girls will be like, I feel like some middle-aged man is writing a book about us and doesn't exactly get us. And I think 30-something women will like this that have Arrested Development and still see themselves as teenage girls. But that's it. So I don't really recommend this, but I don't recommend against it. It's okay. And the art was stellar. There's things to like about it. It was not painful like some other books that I've read just recently. So yeah, I'm trying to be fair. Naomi, I'm going to read the second one. So if I can get a digital copy. By the way, if you guys have digital copies of your books, especially the bad books, because if it's a good book, you can just convince me to buy it. Maybe you can. My pull list is tight. But I can't right now afford to add shitty books just for the sake of shitty. But if you are able to donate, please do. You know how to reach me in the comments below. Or you can follow me on Twitter, Ash1138. I also have Patreon. If you got like $1 a month that you want to toss, I'd be happy. It all adds up. You know, it seems like buck's not a big deal, but it would. If I could have 50 people donate $1, that would pay for the show. I'd be able to do all sorts of like comics. I'd be able to do multiple episodes, do more things. So thank you for watching. I know this video is a little bit longer. I'm going to wrap it up now. Truth.